Credit optimization is a substantial critical area for our American credit system. In the previous session, we discussed about credit scores and the different scoring models with brief comparisons amongst them. Moreover, we discussed about credit monitoring sites, the annual credit reports, and the guidelines on how to read the credit report. Now let's move further and discuss about credit optimization, which is considered the most substantial critical areas of our system. So unfortunately, they don't teach credit in school. You either learn from your friends or your family or by getting denied through different experiences. So this topic becomes extremely vital to be taught and discussed and learned from. So as we discussed earlier, credit is considered to be your financial power, and it helps you to get things you need right now. So if it was a loan for a car or a credit card, so based upon your promise to pay at a later date. Hence, working to improve your credit helps to ensure you qualify for the loans and when you need them. So the ultimate goal here is to what? Is to have great credit. So credit optimization allows us to have the tools and the strategies to help capitalize and give us good credit to improve your credit. So now let's unlock this area by going through these tools and by providing you these tips and tricks that I've developed over the years, one by one. Tips and tricks to maximize your credit. So over the last 15 years, I've developed many different strategies to help people either grow, maintain, and optimize their credit profiles. So the next few tips, it's going to help you guys dramatically. So the first one, avoid the 7 years of misery. You guys heard me before to put everything on auto pay. Even if it's the minimum monthly payment, you could always pay more in addition. But if, for an example, if you go on that vacation for a month, forgot to make that payment, that 30-day late may reduce your credit score by over 100 points. So in order to get to that perfect credit formula, that 800 credit score, that payment history is a very important element. Next, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think by paying off your credit card revolving accounts in full every month or by leaving a small balance may increase or decrease your score? Leaving a 1% balance can actually increase your score more versus you paying it off in full. I don't know the exact science behind it, but we've tested it out over and over and it becomes true. So next is don't close your old credit cards. So what happens here is that if you close your credit cards, you lose that age factor. At the same point, you lose the total credit utilization. The limit that you have gets closed. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into the next few slides about this topic. But if you close the accounts, you become actually a higher risk factor versus leaving them open. And you always want to stay active with your credit cards. If you don't use your credit cards, let's just say within 6 months on average, they become into an inactive stage. If you still prolong the inactive stage for a few more months, the creditor may actually close that account. You lose the age and you lose the utilization, which also affect your credit scores. Last but not least is know and understand what your closing statements are. So for an example, if your payment due date's on the 1st, your closing statement date is typically on the 2nd or the 3rd. So about 2 or 3 days after. So the balance on that closing statement date is what gets reported to the credit bureaus. So I don't care if you guys max out your credit cards, but on that closing statement date, you want to keep that balance as low as possible. Let it report, then go ahead and use it right after.